B-Block, step forward.
I think it's just such a human story. I think it's about rehabilitation and about people having accountability and moving forward in their lives. There are people who are trying to get better and looking for tools, and sometimes even figuring things out that they had never thought about before.
I think you guys are becoming actors, just being real with each other and vulnerable. It's something men don't really get to do too often.
Sing Sing tells a story of one of the nation's only theater programs inside of a maximum security prison at Sing Sing in New York. But really, at its core, it's the story of a friendship.
I wouldn't even be here without you, beloved. Thank you for everything.
Greg Quidar is the perfect person to tell the story because he has tremendous empathy. He's really coming from the heart in every single way as a director, and I will work with him again and again and again.
I'd been producing a short documentary inside of a maximum security prison in Kansas, and it was the first time I'd ever been behind the walls.
What the fuck is this, man? No fucking cigarettes.
I went home to the hotel that night, and I was desperate to know who was doing things differently in prison. I literally typed in Google, who is doing things differently in prison? And near the top of the search field was this program in New York, Rehabilitation Through the Arts.
RTA was a program that we started in the 1990s. At first, it started out as just a bunch of guys doing a play, and then the play was so successful, not only successful as far as it was therapeutic for us, but it was also successful in light of the impact that it had on the population. We realized that we had a beautiful, powerful program that was impacting people in a substantial way.
These programs gave us the opportunity to reverse the traumatic damage that occurs when you're incarcerated, because the incarceration itself is dehumanizing.
We need art to survive and to thrive. You take away the art, you take away the soul, you take away the humanity.
Dress rehearsal, this is when you guys get to grow.
It's become a safe haven, it's become an oasis, it's become a university, and it impacted my life because but for RTA, I would have never had the initiative to change my life. If you pour hope into somebody, you have a better chance of reaching them. And that's what RTA taught me about me, that there's something better in it. Just gotta pull it out. It was pouring down, raining outside in the yard, so they closed the yard. Only thing was open was the chapel, and they was doing a play down there. And I had to go down there to take care of some jail business. So I go down there, take care of my business, done. Now I'm watching the play. And as I'm watching the play, I see a lot of dudes up there that are in population. And there's girls on stage. So I'm like, oh, I want to be a part of this. You know, how do you sign up?
That's always the way it is, right?
So I'm figuring out, how do you sign up for this right here? You got to get on a waiting list, and you got to have no tier 3 tickets. You can't get in trouble. So I had to wait a whole year. I was on a list, but I had to stay out of trouble for a whole year.
They said, we think we have a great co-star for you, Clarence Macklin, who plays Divine Eye. We connected so well.
You signed up for the RTA program.
Yeah.
And we have a few spots. And we wanted to know if you wanted to put those acting skills. If you just saw down there to some good use.
Working with Coleman Domingo was an absolute pleasure, man, and a delight. The brothers are a ball of positive energy, man. The chemistry was immediate, just happened.
Clarence told a bunch of stories from being on the inside, things like that. It was really organic.
And Coleman taught me that rather than trying to reach the guy in the back seat, in the last seat, let him hear you as clear as possible, just take it down to the screen right here and concentrate that thing. You know, yeah, it was a good lesson. Y'all thought that was acting?
Yeah, man.
You ain't seen nothing yet.
And I think we're looking at a movie star here. I look forward to seeing what he does after this. The world's not ready for him. They're not ready. But I hope they're ready because that's my brother.
6 long years of writing the script and trying to figure out how to get that story in place and how to actually get it right.
They asked me to come on board to really help create this film and to do it in a very organic way where they really wanted everything that I have as a actor, director, writer, producer to be involved in this and the way we shape it. I was like, okay, this sounds kind of cool. I don't know how we're gonna do it, but let's start with some Zooms.
Hello.
Okay, Coleman Domingo. Wow.
How you doing? How are you?
Wow. I'm more speechless. I don't even know how to express myself with you, man. Woo. I can't even describe, man, all the work that you're doing, brother. I mean, what is it you don't do, man?
Divine G, his convictions and his passion for both what this program was, but also for justice. It was clear that we would give anything to be a part of telling the story.
We started meeting the guys who had been through the program and were now out, and that was life-changing.
And when I draw, I'm in my own world. I'm not in the cell.
The calmness of the water often calms my soul.
Now glory is a mother's pain, a father's worry, a sister's sorrow. To savor, what does it take?
These men were being truly vulnerable and being open and emotional. I just knew that it was something really special.
What a wonderful process this was to be working with guys that actually were in this program. I just have so much respect for what they've been through, what they've come through, and then to be acting with them and feeling so natural about it. Just an awe-inspiring experience for me.
Would you mind signing, this book, man?
Divine G is an amazing playwright and novelist himself and a PEN America award-winning writer. It just really opened up the story in such a way where it all clicked into place.
Man, I've been working on this play for a couple of years. Maybe it might work. It's called Pro Se.
Now that's gonna appeal to the population.
It's a satire.
Coleman Domingo was just amazing. He's one of those inherently good individuals who's just absolutely concerned about everybody around him. So when he came on that production, I mean, me and him hit it right off. I mean, we had so much in common. And when he was learning how to portray me, I was seeing how he was just picking up all my characteristics, my gestures, my talking habits, my communication. He did a spectacular job in portraying me in this movie, and I'm proud of that.
Divine!
To have Coleman at the head of it with the heart and soul he has to come in the room, everyone feels cool. Everyone feels cared for. Everyone feels open.
He's the most generous actor you'll ever meet. He is just selfless. He's inspiring.
My Divine G is not only based on the real Divine G, but it's also an amalgamation of, I think, many folks that are in the system that sort of slips through the cracks. That was important for me. This has to be bigger, and it has to look at many people who are incarcerated, trying to find their way.
We knew from the beginning that this film, we were shooting it with people who were alumni of this program who had been incarcerated, and we were gonna shoot an actual prison where they had all been incarcerated. And so we were really hyper aware of that from the beginning, and early on started talking about how we could create a safe space, a safe environment for everyone in the production. The process itself was therapeutic and cathartic. The process of being there, being in a prison, but being able to leave the prison, being able to walk freely throughout the prison, even putting on greens, which can be a very painful act, of putting the clothing back on your body, being able to remove that at the end of the day or whenever you wanted to, was very cathartic as well.
Having the opportunity to just walk the prison, it was kind of like you could walk with your head high, like,
Right.
I'm walking through this, but this ain't home no more. This ain't
Right.
where I gotta stay. It doesn't have power over me anymore. In fact, I have the power now.
Being in the actual physical spaces that we're in, these horrible institutions that we're in, you get to see people's souls and their humanity.
In prison, I learned to cry. That it's all right for a man to cry.
And that made me feel healthy. It made me almost begin to feel human again. So any scene I get a chance to let those emotions out, I let it out.
We here to become human again, to put on nice clothes and dance around and enjoy the things that is not in our reality.
There's some serious parts for sure, but there was a lot of fun and laughter on set. It was amazing. It was an amazing experience.
I am 22.
It was because of Greg's mastery and the way that he was directing us. Like, he would just give us the motivation.
We sort of built our own little community, and that sort of process and what it takes to actually be in support of one another extended into a philosophy of making films, which is really what we call community-based filmmaking.
We could have gone out to a studio or streamer or something like that, but we decided to do it independently. I wanted to make sure it was equitable with every single person, to make sure that everyone felt validated in the creation of this.
On this film, there was no hierarchy.
We all earned the same rate, so there was no actual preferential treatment in pay.
Just producing, you know. It's just about producing.
And from Coleman, our star, through us, all the way through production, all the way through post-production, all of our casts who are formerly incarcerated have literal ownership of their own story.
Fuck this shit, man.
That's all right, man. We're just gonna trust the process here. That's all right. We're here to support each other. Who's next? Who's next? Come on.
That makes me wonder what trusting the process has meant to you.
We say that in the film, trust the process. It's an act of love.
Trusting the process for me, it's about embarking on a journey.
It's pushing yourself beyond those barriers that you think you can't get past because you have the support. That's life-changing. That is healing. A lot of people run from their fears. A lot of people run from their stress and their trauma. But the reality is you have to face it. And when you have a community that understands you, you stand strong in that foundation and you'll be able to face it.
You're looking through the spyglass the wrong way. That's not a ship.
The approach every day of just making this safe, beautiful place where they could bring their whole selves to the story, whatever that felt like on a given day. And it just elevated the movie way beyond anything that was scripted on the page.
We shot on film, and sometimes something would be happening with one of our cast members that was transcending even the scene, and the film would roll out. But we never said cut. We never turned the camera off. We just let the moment happen because it was bigger than what we were doing in the scene. And you could just feel the depth of these relationships, you know, and to be able to bear witness to that in the making of the film was really an honor.
I wouldn't be who I am today if I didn't trust the process.
And somehow, some way, it just always come out right. It's the journey, the beauty of the journey.
Yeah, give me those hands, give me those hands. Right. All right?
One, two, three.
RTA!
I hope people start to recognize the human potential behind these walls.
We are not the sum of our mistakes. We're a lot more than that. And men in prison are still valuable and still have something to contribute to society.
We truly learned that we are instruments. Each and every one of us is an instrument, and we got a story to tell. Thank you all for helping us tell it.
RTA was just a small group of people who wanted to make something more beautiful, and anybody can do that anywhere whenever they see a problem. And I hope people walk away from the film and feel a bit empowered by that.
What I do is to inspire you guys. One thing I always kept, you know, in my life is love, man. Love conquers all.
Arts have true power, and it's just all through community, brotherhood, family, love, compassion, all those powerful elements that are so much missing around in our society nowadays.
This movie completely changed the world.
They really can. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bring it in.
Bring it in. Everybody.